I am servant. I am Pisces. I was waiting on somebody to blow a gasket, and they just blew a gasket. That's what I was waiting on from the Lord. Uh, Kara Elizabeth speaks. Kara, sweetheart, it's a game of cat and mouse, and look, it wasn't up to me. Okay, if it's up to me, I'd have kept pushing and pushing and pushing. The Father told me to hang back. Now look at you. You went into spazoid mode. Sweetheart, the truth, do you need it? Can you digest it? A lot of people can't because I don't know, their ego's too big or that's just not in their wheelhouse. Yeah, I know what's going on. I know what's going on with everybody out there in the world. I know exactly, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this. I wait upon the Lord, okay? And yeah, it will be more structured as it goes along, okay? I mean, yeah, I'm pretty scatterbrained about a lot of things. I do have a lot of wisdom about everything that's going on in the world. So this little deal here is about men and women, okay? The thing that we understand is that we have a problem in between the two factions, which there is no problem except everybody wants to rise at a problem. It's not a problem once you realize what happened. You guys don't even have a clue what happened. The thing about it is that you're going backwards and forwards at each other. This guy did that. That woman did that. This person did this. This is a good person over there. That's a bad person over there. The bottom line of it is it's nothing but love. And as fast as you want to go, just keep burning up the highway. The faster you go, the less you got, the less you have, the less knowledge you'll ever have. So, me waiting on the Lord isn't waiting on everybody else in the world. I got one person to worry about. That's it. So, here's your little taste of something that if you want to digest. This is in Esther, okay? Let's see. It's King Ahasuerus and his wife Vashti. So the king ordered a great feast in front of all the power of Persia and Media, and all his riches and glory and beautiful elegance and all the best wine. So he's throwing this great big shindig, okay? He wants everybody to realize that he is the king head duck, okay? Vesta, the queen, made a feast for women at the royal house, which belonged to the king. So they having their own little shindig, okay? Now of the seventh day, the heart of the king was full of wine. He commanded 7 chamberlains that served the king to bring Vesta, the queen, with crown royal. Okay, that's not what you drink. Crown royal is the body adornment of her crown, her jewels, her beautiful vestige, to show his most beautiful wife that he had to his kingdom. Well, a man sitting up praising his queen, come on in here, let's see this, let's see that, let's do this, let's do that. Well, kind of didn't happen. But she refused the king to come sit. She didn't come. She refused to go. Her own servant tried to tell her all of her kings and kingdoms, which was denying the king his sovereignty. She was just denying his sovereignty. Didn't have nothing to do about the action to the reaction. She was denying her own sovereignty. Okay? the king's sovereignty and her own sovereignty to all her people out there that was supposed to see her, which was denying the king his sovereignty and also hers. And he was angry, and it burned him. He asked, what is his worth? The king's going, now, okay, my princess don't show up. She's not there. Where is she? So, she just refused to come. So she more or less embarrassed the king. And he's trying to figure out his worthiness. Understanding that the point of understanding his worthiness, not hers. Now, she chose her point to not show up. So the king Vesta was asked to come before the king, but she still refused again. So the king made a decree of all his kingdom, a new law of what the queen has done. The decree to all wives shall give to their husbands honor, and the man shall rule in his own house. Okay? Well, how well does that set with you today? You like munching on that? Well, this is the point. Whenever he made a decree, he wrote that decree out, okay, in Esther. You got to understand that whenever, okay, let me put it to you this way. When God wrote the 10 Commandments, they're still here today, aren't they? They're here with us today. We all know what they are. We all understand that. Well, the point being is the decree is still carried all the way through on y'all and on men. The decree that the king Ahasuerus had written into the air and land into the people was unknown to the timeline, and what energy was released throughout the globe against all men and women. This is called contentious strife, contention and strife. Okay, that come from Lilith. Okay, so the point of what you're going through, it's not a man, he-man thing. It's not a woman, I'm he-woman. It's not that. It's you got to understand that everything that goes on in your life, legal decrees, talking decrees, things that's coming out, these are decrees, good or bad. So it's understanding the tongue. It's not no more than that. You look at your laws and your bylaws. Now they got a law for, okay, you jaywalk. They got 62 reasons in how you jaywalked. You step too high, you step too low, wrong shoes, wrong color. But it's still a law that's in decree. Okay? It doesn't serve you. All it does is serve a system that wants to put you under the bus. Same thing as the decree that king had wrote. If he'd have knew what he was doing, okay, he would have never wrote that decree, because that was cast upon y'all as women. Lilith made sure of it. So understand, we put this thing together and understand we don't have to live under those things. You're your own planet, your own world, okay? The understanding of love, look, it just beats out everything that you can possibly do. And Kara, Elizabeth, sweetheart, I wasn't trying to do anything to anybody. I had to pull back for a while. And you're right. I was leaving this in left field and that in right field. But you do deserve the truth. Now, the in-depth study of this is that women, you don't show up at your boyfriend's birthday party. So he gets all humdingered and bummed. Well, we know that certain things happen when you can't do it. Okay? But the men on the other side, men, you got to understand, if she didn't want to come in the first place, then there actually is a real problem in your relationship. Okay? So you need to address it right then. Forget the birthday party. I'll be back. Not in anger, but in just pure love. And if you understand that she doesn't love you, it's time to walk away. Okay? The whole thing that this has carried through the universe, let me tell you just like this. You know, some women, some older women out there says, don't trust men, don't trust men, don't, hate, man's man. He won't, Look, I understand it. I lived in a family plumb full of it. But you women, you got to understand that this was put upon you, not not asked for. It just kept on going through generations and generations and generations till it got to you. And then it got to the point where now let's just burn a man at the stake every other day to get to the point across that don't touch women or don't do this or don't do that. We both know what it takes to put this back together. Guys, you're just the worst at it as anybody else. So the point of understanding is whenever they signed a decree, this decree a husband, you know, to all wives shall give to their husbands honor, and the man shall rule over his house. That's fine. That's fine, well and dandy. But the thing about it is, you rule over the house. That's outside, over the top, guys, not indoors. But to understand how far this goes back thousands of years and many laws and many timelines and as much energy, because what they want you to do, what Satan and everybody wants you to do, is they want you to be at each other's throat so they can just drain that energy out of you. When they drain that energy and you get tired, you're still going to bicker, you're still going to fight. Look, it's just nothing but love. The outside world doesn't count no more. You can't live that world, because if you do, you'll just end up in a cycle. Carrie Elizabeth, I was waiting on you. That's what I was waiting on. That's what God told me to wait on. The understanding of each little breakdown of everything. Look, to understand that when these things are brung forward all through a timeline, you're talking about 2,000 years ago, and it's still here in this timeline. So all this stuff that's going on out there, all the arguments, all the issues, all the blaspheming, all the contention, and then push. You got to push this, push that. You know what? Nobody can push harder than I can, and I can push pretty hard. Yeah, I have been a little lax on getting everything out, but look, a lot of people can't understand what I'm saying because, it just goes back so far. And then it comes forward, and I'm trying to tell you this, and you getting kind of a little bit out of glued because of, for my reasoning to be able to put it on paper to give it to you. We haven't even touched Esther, okay? You don't know how great a woman she was, I mean, look, women, I cherish you above all, okay? The understanding of what I'm going to give you out is to taking it back to where you're at zero, okay? There's no more of Ishtara. There's no more Lilith. There's no more anything, It just, it's just love. If we can just all fall into the point of love and we can keep moving forward, we got all these blessings. God's just going to just dump blessings on us. The people that we help, the things that we do. Okay? So you can go back, and that's on the first, let's see what, first 3 pages of Esther. And It's Queen Vesta defies the king, Ahashar. So, the thing that you don't really realize in what you see, ordinances, decrees, laws, when you write that and it's decried, it means it's told out there. It's in the universe, okay? It doesn't go away. I mean, really what you want to think is, oh, well, that was back then. It's dissolute now. It's not dissolute because look what's going on in your front yard or down your street or in the church or somebody's house, police station. Just look at it. It's there. But you got to understand that these decrees coming forward are still here. And now you got to be more or less like me, have to be emptied out of what it's all about. All it's about is God, love, meditation, concentration on what He's doing, and that's it. But it's a lot of breakdown, and a lot of people won't go that far to break it down. All they want to do is say, I love Jesus, I love God, we're all good. Well, it's not that simple. You got to remember the elect, the chosen. Now, I don't call myself anything but a servant. That's what I am, as a servant. And whatever God wants to use me for, He will do, because I will obey. But to get everybody stirred up crazy, that was His whole deal about the effect. The thing about what I'm trying to tell you is that all this stuff has been pushed forward on you, and you just don't realize it. The cell phones, the AI, it's all been pushed on you. Now all you got to do is just learn how to manage it to where you can push it back. Because walking in natural law with earth elements, with yourself, basically with yourself, is knowing who you are. Oh, I know who I am, and I know what I can do. I'm a multitasker. I can do a lot of things. We can do the Bible in a day if you want to, but it's not going to serve us. We have to do what the Father says, and this is what I get. This is the downloads I get. These are the things that I get, and I'm giving it to you. Now it's going to start like you want to, rock and roll a little bit better. So as it keeps getting pushed out, I hope y'all understand, because I don't want to leave nobody behind. I want everybody to be there. The thing that a lot of stuff has been popping whenever I started saying a lot of different things about a lot of different people and a lot about banks and everything else. Well, if you turn around and start noticing, a lot of people are going to prison. Now that's what God gives me. Now evil, God gave me to speak to you people, and evil flees. Now that's the word of God through me, not me, okay? None of this is actually me. But guess what? It is me now. So I know that everybody gets kind of perturbed about how I leave it sometimes. But it's that sometimes it's only the thought. It's the discouragement of being in that position to where you don't know that you really want to know. So, everybody out there, I love you to death. You know I do. I want you to be just really good people to each other. Be as good as nice as you can be. And we'll start pushing out content. Well, I'm by myself. I will. As soon as God gives it to me, I'll start pushing it to you. But things will roll a little bit better. But I want to say that I love everybody out there. Everybody give somebody a big hug. Give them some love. Try to talk to somebody. And you're not going to change my mind about this. Let's see, Carrie Elizabeth. The thing about it is, look, I'm not everybody else. Okay? That's the reason why I was put here. And the thing about it is, you'll listen. But I want to tell you, I love you. So don't think that I'm going to get no great big hurry, because I'm not leaving nobody behind. Jesus is coming back. God wants us to settle this. And we're settling it right now. And like I said, His voice is pushing evil right in the corner. He's opening everybody's hearts. Charity, good works, love of Jesus, love of Him, love your neighbor, take care of the next person. Look, that's where we're at. So, yeah, I'll give you some more information as I get it. And like I said, you women, men, whenever that decree come out and said you was this, you was that, you're over the house, the top of the house. Ladies, you own the house. So I just want you to understand there's more to come out of Esther, okay? Because she was a heck of a woman. So I love you guys, and I hope y'all enjoyed this little push out. But hang on. It's going to get a little wild and a little crazy. But just remember, whenever you decree it, it's out there. So either it comes back or it goes in good. So anyhow, I'm going to get off here. I'm Servant. I'm Pisces. Love you guys. Bye.